My neighbor just dropped $52,000 on a brand new Sienna. 2 weeks later, he is standing in my driveway asking me, a guy who has been rebuilding minivan transmissions for over 20 years, whether he made a mistake. I did not have the heart to answer him right there, but I will answer you. Because sitting on used lots all over this country are 3 minivans that nobody is shopping for, that salesmen practically apologize for having on the lot. And that will be running long after his shiny new hybrid is sitting at a dealership waiting on a battery pack that is back-ordered 6 weeks. One of these has an engine I would bet my own money will reach 400,000 miles. Let me show you all 3. Here is the thing about minivans. The market treats them like appliances. Nobody brags about one. Nobody's friends are impressed. So the resale value collapses way faster than the mechanicals ever wear out. And that gap, that is where the smart money lives. I have put my own family in these vans. I have put dozens of customers in them. And I am going to go deepest on number 1, because number 1 flips everything you think you know about that new Sienna right on its head. Let's get into it. Number 3, the Dodge Grand Caravan. I can already hear the groans. Stay with me because this is the most misunderstood vehicle on any used lot in America. The Grand Caravan is the minivan everyone makes fun of and nobody respects, which is exactly why you can buy a clean one for the price of a used Civic. Last spring, a young couple came into my shop, first baby on the way, terrified of buying a money pit. They had been quoted $26,000 on a certified pre-owned Honda Odyssey, and it was stretching them thin. The husband asked me point blank, "What would you buy with 12 grand?" I told him to go find a 2018 or 2019 Grand Caravan SXT with the 3.6 and under 80,000 miles. He looked at me like I had insulted him. He bought one anyway for $13,500. That was 14 months ago. Total spent on repairs since? An oil change, a set of wiper blades, and 1 cabin filter. He keeps texting me pictures of the gas receipts like I am going to be proud of him. Here's what people don't understand about the later Grand Caravans. From 2011 on, Chrysler dropped every old engine they had and put in the 3.6-liter Pentastar V6, making around 283 horsepower. That single engine has now been installed in over 10 million vehicles across Jeep, Ram, Dodge, and Chrysler. Think about what that means for you as an owner. Every parts store in the country stocks pieces for it. Every mechanic, including the cheap one down the street, has worked on a dozen of them. There's no mystery, no special tools, no waiting on a dealer. It's a naturally aspirated V6, no turbo to fail, and it spent 3 years running among the top 10 engines in the entire United States market. Now I'm going to be straight with you because I'm not here to sell you a fantasy. The early Pentastars had a couple of gremlins. The 2011 through 2013 engines had a left cylinder head issue, plus some early water pump and casting sand cooling problems. That's exactly why I told that couple to look for 2018 or 2019 models. By those years, Chrysler had sorted the head, revised the engine, and the van had been in production nearly a decade. The bugs were dead. The one weak spot that lingers is an oil filter housing that can crack and weep oil. One owner reported his cracking around 105,000 miles. Good news, the updated part is now aluminum, it's cheap, and it's an hour of labor. That's the worst case scenario on this van, and it's a Tuesday afternoon job. Let me give you the inspection checklist if you go hunting for one. First, get underneath and look at the front of the engine for any oily film around that filter housing. A little seepage isn't a deal breaker. It's a negotiating tool. Knock $500 off and replace it. Second, the transmission. This van uses a 6-speed automatic, and it lives a long life if the fluid was changed. Ask for records. If there's no proof the fluid was ever serviced, drive it and feel for any hard or delayed shifts, especially the 1 to 2 shift when cold. Third, and this is the Grand Caravan special, work every single power sliding door and the rear lift gate. These vans had door motor and latch issues, and a dead door motor is annoying and not free. Open and close everything 5 times. Fourth, the stow-and-go floor wells. Pull up the carpet and check for water and rust down in those storage bins. A leaky one tells you the van sat or got flooded. Who should buy this? Anyone who hauls people and stuff and refuses to lose sleep over a vehicle. With 3 rows that fold flat into the floor in seconds, this thing swallows lumber, furniture, and 4 kids without complaint. If you want the absolute lowest entry price into a reliable family hauler, nothing beats it. Who should skip it? If resale value matters to you, look away now. These depreciate like a phone, which is a curse if you're selling and a blessing if you're buying. And if you want refinement and a hushed cabin, the Grand Caravan is honest, not luxurious. It drives like a tool because it is one. Mechanic math is brutal in your favor. Buy it for $12,000 to $14,000, drive it to 200,000 miles, and spend maybe $3,000 total on upkeep over the whole run. There is no cheaper way to move a family in America. But if you want something that is just as reliable and actually nice to sit in, this next one is the one almost nobody knows about. Number 2, the Kia Sedona. This is the minivan that makes me genuinely sad when it rolls into the shop, because there's almost never anything wrong with it, and I can see in the owner's face they're braced for bad news that isn't coming. A couple of years back, a retired teacher brought in a 2017 Sedona and said it was making a sound. I drove it, put it on the lift, pulled codes, and checked everything. The sound was a pebble stuck in a brake caliper bracket. I flicked it out with a screwdriver, charged her nothing, and she stood there convinced I was hiding something. People do not trust a Kia that just works because their brain is still stuck in 2004. And that exact bias is why you can buy this van for thousands less than it deserves. Here's the engineering that matters. The 2015 redesign brought a 3.3-liter V6 that Kia used all the way through the final 2021 model year. This is a member of Kia and Hyundai's Lambda V6 family, a naturally aspirated timing chain engine, no belt to replace, no turbo to blow. It's paired with a conventional 6-speed automatic, and from 2019 on, an 8-speed, no dual-clutch gamble, no CVT that slips, just proven torque converter automatics that shift clean and last. RepairPal gives the Sedona a 4.0 out of 5 reliability rating and ranks it first out of 8 minivans, and notes it can easily clear 200,000 miles with basic maintenance while costing less to maintain than most vehicles in its class. And then there's the warranty, which is where Kia plays a card nobody else has. Kia retired the Sedona after 2021 and replaced it with the Carnival, which means the used market is packed with vans from 2015 to 2021. Some of the newer ones are still inside Kia's famous 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Now, I have to be honest with you here, because a lot of people online get this wrong. That full 10-year coverage is for the original owner only. If you are buying it used as a second owner, the powertrain warranty drops to 5 years or 60,000 miles from the original sale date. That's still real coverage that most brands won't give you on a used van. but know exactly what you are getting and check the in-service date before you fall in love. The inspection checklist. First, oil. The 2016 model in particular drew some engine oil loss complaints, so on any 2015 or 2016 van, pull the dipstick, check the level and color, and demand service records. A Sedona with a fat folder of oil changes is a different animal than one with none. Second, and I cannot stress this enough, the power sliding doors. Kaya actually extended the warranty on the Sedona's motorized sliding doors because of a high failure rate. Owners reported beeping alarms and a crunching, dragging sound when the doors closed. Cycle both doors over and over. Listen for that drag. Third, on the 2015 and 2016 vans, spend your time on the cooling system and electronics. On the 2019 through 2021 vans, spend it on the driver assist sensors and door operation. Fourth, the infotainment and the rear climate controls. Push every button, because electrical gremlins, not engine failures, are this van's real weak spot. Who should buy the Sedona? Anyone who wants a van that's actually pleasant. The interior on the SX and SXL trims genuinely embarrasses vehicles costing far more, with a quiet cabin and materials that feel like money. If you want reliability plus a little dignity, this is your van. Who should skip it? If you tow heavy or need maximum cargo room, it's a hair tighter than the big Japanese vans. And if you can only find a high-mileage early one with no records and bulky doors, walk. There are too many clean ones out there to gamble on a rough one. So that's two vans that will outlast their price tag. But this last one, number one, is the one that answers my neighbor's question. It's the van that beats the new Sienna at its own game, using Toyota's own engine to do it. If this kind of straight talk is useful to you, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I have more videos coming on exactly which vehicles dealers push versus the ones that actually make sense. Now let's talk about number one. Number one, the Toyota Sienna, the old V6 Here's the twist nobody wants to say out loud. The minivan that will outlast a brand new $50,000 Sienna is an old Sienna. Specifically, the V6 versions Toyota built from 2011 through 2020 before they killed the engine that made this van a legend. Let me explain why my neighbor's question keeps me up at night. In 2021, Toyota made the bold decision to drop the V6 entirely and turn the Sienna into a hybrid-only minivan with a 2.5-liter four-cylinder, 2 electric motors, a hybrid battery, and a continuously variable transmission, producing a combined 245 horsepower. And look, that new hybrid system is efficient, and it will probably prove reliable because Toyota knows hybrids. But here is what I tell every customer. You have gone from a dead, simple, naturally aspirated V6 with a conventional automatic to a four-cylinder plus 2 electric motors, plus a high-voltage battery pack, plus a continuously variable transmission. That is a lot more to eventually fail and a lot more expensive when it does. Meanwhile, the engine they threw away is one of the most bulletproof things Toyota ever built. That engine is the 2GR-FE, a 3.5-liter V6. It's the same engine family found in the Camry, Highlander, RAV4, the Lexus RX 350, and it was even good enough that Lotus bought it to drop into the Evora, Exige, and Emira sports cars. Toyota put a supercar's engine in a minivan, and most owners never even knew its name. Owners routinely report these engines running past 200,000 and 300,000 miles without burning a drop of oil. And it goes further than that. One Sienna owner reported 551,809 miles on his, over 500,000, and the 2GR FE is widely considered one of the most bulletproof Toyota powertrains ever made. So when I tell you this van can hit 400,000 miles, I'm not guessing. I've watched these engines refuse to die. Now, if you're going to buy one, you need to know the sweet spot, and this is the kind of detail that separates a smart buyer from a sucker. The sweet spot in the third generation is 2015 to 2016. Those are the newest model years that still have the original 2GR FE V6 paired with the proven 6-speed automatic. Why does that matter? In 2017, Toyota switched to a direct injection version of the V6, making 296 horsepower, and introduced a brand new 8-speed automatic, and that 8-speed had teething problems when it arrived. The earlier 6-speed had a decade of proof behind it. So if pure, boring, never think about it. Reliability is your only goal. A 2015 or 2016 Sienna is the bullseye. That said, by the 2020 model year, Toyota had perfected the platform. That final V6 year scored 81 out of 100 on J.D. Power's quality and reliability scale and is considered virtually bulletproof. So, the 2020 is the loaded modern tech pick if your budget allows it. Let me tell you about the woman who almost talked herself out of one. She came in 2 years ago, dead set on a new hybrid Sienna, $50,000 plus, and she wanted me to just confirm it was the smart choice. I asked her what her budget for repairs over the next decade was. She said she figured a new Toyota would not need any. I told her about my brother-in-law's 2016 Sienna LE, the one I personally maintain. It was bought used for around $18,000. It is now well past 190,000 miles, and the only real money I've put into it is brakes, tires, fluids, and one set of spark plugs. She went and found a clean 2017 instead, saved herself around $30,000 in the process, and she is the one sending me the gas and grin texts now. The inspection checklist on a used Sienna. First, the engine. The 2GR engine is bulletproof, but it does have a couple of known oil leak spots, typically valve cover gaskets and timing area seals as they age. Pop the hood, look for oily residue, and check the level. A weeping gasket is cheap insurance, not a reason to run. Second, the transmission. A few owners report some hesitation from the automatic. So on your test drive, feel for clean, decisive shifts. And if it is a 2017 or newer with the 8-speed, pay extra attention there. Third, the power sliding doors and the liftgate motors. Same story as every van on this list. Cycle them all. Fourth, my pro tip, the same one I gave you for the others. Find one owned by an older couple or empty nesters. A Sienna that hauled grandkids on weekends and got garaged the rest of the time, with every service stamped on time, is essentially a new van wearing an old odometer. Who should buy it? Anyone who plans to keep a vehicle for the long haul and wants the single most proven minivan drivetrain on earth. If you want all-wheel drive, and the Sienna offered it when nobody else did, these are the vans for snow country. Who should skip it? If maximum fuel economy is your top priority, the new hybrid genuinely sips less gas, and I will not pretend otherwise. And if you must have the newest tech and driver aids, a pre-2018 van will feel dated. But for raw, decade-spanning, lowest total cost reliability, the old V6 Sienna beats the new one, full stop. So there it is. 3 minivans the market forgot, but mechanics didn't. The Dodge Grand Caravan with a Pentastar V6 in 10 million vehicles and parts on every shelf in America, selling for civic money. The Kia Sedona, the highest-rated minivan for reliability that nobody trusts because the badge still scares them. And the Toyota Sienna V6, the half-million-mile legend that quietly outlasts the brand-new hybrid wearing the same name. My neighbor with the $52,000 Sienna, I finally told him the truth. He did not make a mistake exactly. It is a fine van. But he could have bought a clean 2016 V6 Sienna, banked 30 grand, and ended up with the engine more likely to see 400,000 miles. That is the part the dealership will never say out loud. So next time a salesman steers you towards something shiny and new and tells you the old ones are high mileage, you will know better. High mileage on the right engine just means it is barely getting started. If this helped, hit that like button and subscribe. I have a video coming up on the exact minivan engines I would avoid at any price, the ones that will empty your wallet no matter how cheap they look. That is over 2 decades of watching these vans come and go. Take care of the right one, and it will take care of your family for a very long time. I will see you in the next one.